Well, hi there, and welcome to Her Standards. This is your weekly dose of inspiration. My name is Quinta Mbori, and I'm always excited to bring you stories about women and also to discuss issues objectively about women. Thank you so much for your feedback coming from all directions, coming from across the country. We really appreciate you writing to us and, of course, telling us the women that you'd like to have as host on the show and the stories that you like to hear. Well, don't worry, you can still continue doing what you're doing best. Hit us up at KTN Home across all social media platforms. But then, of course, you can also talk to me at Quinta Mbori on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Now, today we are hanging out with the one and only fantabulous Mrs. Catherine Kariuki, also known as the Fashionable Step-mum. Do you want to know why? Maybe you need to stick around for more because we are going to have an exciting show with this amazing woman who is also the queen or the goals of blended families. I'm so excited because I think I also have a blended family and I want to learn more about the blended families. So without wasting a lot of time, can we help me invite Catherine to Her Standards? You can clap. Hi, Catherine.
How are you?
Wow. You know, for some reason, I call you Stephanie. Why do I call you Stephanie?
Very fashionable step-mum. Rhymes. Maybe I should have been called that.
Stephanie?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure
Not
in another world you're not Stephanie?
Could be.
You can ask my producer. I keep referring to you as Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, but it's good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
After many years, I know COVID would bring us together at events.
Mm-hmm.
And no, before COVID, we would hook up
COVID.
together at events, and then COVID happened, and we started learning the new Lomon.
Yes, but it was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen. It was necessary.
Thank you for having me.
Looking lovely as usual.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. You know, when I was told I was coming to interview you, I had to go through my closet because I was coming to interview the fashionable step-mum. So.
And I love your hair, the color of your hair. Only you can pull it off.
Thank you. It's my bold statement. Good to see you. Thank you for honoring us with your presence.
You're welcome.
Wow. Let me ask you, when your grandmom, is she alive?
No.
Oh.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
She's not alive. But if she were alive and she asked you what you do in Nairobi, you know the way they always like to tuck you near them and ask you, what is happening, mtoto wangu, what is happening in Nairobi? So what do you do in Nairobi?
Surviving. We all say, kujaribu. The famous
tunajaribu.
Yeah, I came. I was born and raised in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think they know that when you come to Nairobi, you come to hustle.
You come to hustle.
You come to make it happen.
Yeah.
There's no other option. There's no other choice.
Yeah. So what exactly do you do?
So
apart from being fashionable,
I'm an image consultant.
Okay.
So I do consultancy on image. I change up your wardrobe. I help you with your personal style. I help your wardrobe match your lifestyle. That's what I do, age 5. And I'm also a content creator, which I bumped into it. You can imagine during my time, there was nothing like content creation. But then it happened, and I'm here now. Yeah.
When you were growing up, you wanted to meet Catherine. Have you ever met her, Kasabuli?
Kasabuli, no, but
why have you not met her?
But in my head, I've met her so many times. So many times in my head.
But you need to meet her.
Yes.
We can hook you up on Her Standards.
Please do.
Why did you want to meet Catherine?
Because when I was growing up, she was, for me, the reference point in terms of elegance. I didn't know then that, I never even imagined that I'd be a radio presenter. But she carried herself with grace, with elegance. I remember I used to go around the house and reading books aloud and reading the Bible like Catherine Kasabuli. But I think what attracted me to her most is how she carried herself and how she dressed and how she looked.
Catherine Kasabuli, if you're watching Her Standards today, please.
Did I match?
Yes. The Fashionable Step-mum would like a hookup, and we would be glad to do the hookup here on Her Standards. Why not? I mean, we're all about empowering women. Anyway, Catherine, there are many facets of your life that is out there. One is the fact that you are very open about the kind of family that you raised. I think it's an open secret. Anybody who wants to know, they can find it anywhere. And you make it look so effortless. But I know that it's not.
Yes, it's not.
And this is her standards, and we are very open. So I'm going to give you a quote from another advocate of blended families. And she says that blended families are not made in blenders. She's called Jackie Care, you must know.
I know Jackie Care,
Yeah,
the founder
yes.
of Blended Project. I know her
You
very
know her,
well.
yes. She says blended families are not made in blenders. Blending a family is a slow cooking process.
True.
Is that true?
It is very true.
Tell me about it. I'm a student here today.
I think I'll start by saying that blended families, I think, have always been there.
Yes, they have.
By our African culture, it has always been there. Something that has always been there. And I think it was not an issue then.
No,
yes,
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't an issue then. And if you look back maybe at generations of 70s, children born in the 70s, 80s, 60s, the blended family, we've grown up in blended families. I definitely didn't grow up wanting to be a stepmom. I didn't know it was a thing. I came from just a normal, what is it called? Remember the setup of, I'm so used to blended, I forget this other setup.
Nuclear.
No, there's another word. Just mother, child,
It's
and
nuclear.
2 children. We see it in storybooks.
It's a nuclear.
Is it a nuclear family?
Yes, it's a
Is it?
nuclear family.
So I never dreamt about to be a stepmom. I never dreamt about kids, marriage. You know, it happened very early for me. So it's not something I planned, but then God had other plans.
Yeah.
And I found myself a stepmom at the age of 22, going 23, just fresh from campus.
Wow.
There was no trick, there was no trap.
Yeah.
I said yes, no one forced me. I didn't know. I think I watched too much of the Brady Bunch and too much of Seventh Heaven, too many shows. So I didn't think then when I was saying yes to it that it was a big deal. I didn't think about the dynamics. I was young and very positive about life. There was no Google, there was no books, no researching. I just did it like Jackie has mentioned there. You just blend it slowly by slowly.
Cook it slowly.
And once I said yes, and here I am. How many years later? 15 years later.
15 years later. Stepmom to how many?
So stepmom to 4 children, and then
Age range?
aging. Wow, they follow one another. Stepmom to 4, then my adopted son, and then the cousin. Then my own doesn't count. So stepmom to 4, and then so my adopted son Tito is 27. This year I forget, there are many. 27, then the last one is 9. So that's the age range between 27 and 9. But when I met them 15 years ago, they were not teenagers. So that's the age difference. We grow together. You know, the age gap is quite small. It's quite small. So we are growing together. As I'm raising them, they're also raising me through experience.
You're raising each other.
We are raising each other. We are blending each other slowly by slowly.
Yes. It's a slow cooking process, as Jackie says.
Jackie said it very, very well.
Yeah, you cannot just put everybody together like a blender. And how was that for you? You said you're just fresh from campus and then you meet this family and you're young, you have no experience being a stepmom.
Not even, I don't think, someone's mom or even long-term girlfriend, let's say there. So, like I mentioned, because it wasn't planned and I was very young, I didn't overthink it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't overthink it because I hadn't even read a book or researched. So I simply thought, I love the dad, I will love the children, and they love me back. That's how naive I was. Being very honest, that's how naive I was. And I think maybe approaching it from that very positive attitude, I can do attitude, it's possible. Maybe that's why I was able to step in the first place. If you ask me now, I'd say, I just tell him, let's be friends. Leave on the other side. Because now you're older, you understand what it means, what it entails, what it takes. Then, how hard can it be?
How hard can it be?
You like them, they like you back. I treat them well. They accept me. You know, coming to replace everyone. I'm just their second mom. We grew up also with a lot of aunties during when you were young. The community is part of the family. So it was just like having another example, another mom, like an auntie. So I didn't overthink it. Maybe that's why I said yes.
If for instance, there's somebody who, two people, not somebody, two people who are about to make that move to blend their families right now, with that, looking back at your personal experience, is there something you'd tell them or something you'd do better?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What would you advise them?
Oh, yes. I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
Yeah.
I'd say number one, if you can read about it, because the more you know, the more you're empowered. The more you also come from a place where there's no manual.
Yeah.
There's no manual. The kids have no manual.
No.
The gentleman or the woman doesn't have manual, because it could be I who comes with kids who was married before. And a day at a time. And don't fear asking for help, speaking out and saying it's hard. You know what? Allow me to try and figure it out. And like I said, we grew together. So I'd say read about it, ask for help, and a day at a time.
It's a day at a time. Well said. Have you been called mom?
Oh, yes, they call me mom now. They did. Oh,
how did you feel the first time they did it? Why? Okay, explain to me. Paint a picture.
Everyone says it. Funny enough, let me just be honest. I can't remember. I simply cannot remember. It's a non-factor. It's call me mom, Kathy, the other woman, dad's friend, dad's girlfriend. It still doesn't change. I'm Kathy. You know, that's how much for me it was not a big deal. But eventually, after they called me for a while, I started feeling good, because now I was playing the role of a mom, doing everything that a mom does.
You're supposed to do.
And then eventually now they affirm that. And for me it was an honor, and it was them telling me, we trust you. Yes, we trust you. You deserve the title. You know, they were putting me to test, and if I was them, I'd do the same. Because
you cannot just meet a stranger.
Yes, and also the stepmoms, you know, reading from books and reading from, watching from movies. It's not something you'd look forward to. And at the end of the day, every child wants to have their mother and father, regardless of how hard it is, or if they're agreeing, or if it's working. At the end of the day, I want to wake up and just see my mom and dad. Now here is a stranger who's coming into our lives, and I'm just supposed to call her mom. Yeah. It's very hard. So they call me mom. I don't know when. I can't tell you there's a time. I remember, but as time went by, it felt nice. But not really so that. But they call me mom. They call their mom mom. Call me mom Kathy. Not a big deal.
Well, for me, it feels like it's some form of a seal of approval, which is a big deal.
For me, I felt I won their trust. Yeah, because being a mom, I was. But they trusted me. You know, they said, no, I can't give you the title.
It's like you're done with it's like being in employment, and then you're told, now we're done with probation.
Confirmation.
Now we are confirming you.
Yes, and also for me, just even owning them also. You see, the same thing, they call me Emma, but also me owning them. Yeah. Calling them my children. It also took time. People only see the other side. They don't see also I owning them as my own is not easy, because they own me first and I owe them. Sometimes you own them before they own you. So these processes are not happening at the same time. It's being very vulnerable. So them calling me mom also confirmed me to call them my children.
You know, listening to what is happening and just picking the vibe that goes across is, like you said, the tag stepmom always comes with a negative connotation. Yeah, like even movies, the movies like The Evil Stepmother.
Cinderella. And it's not because of, it didn't come from nowhere. Yeah. The question for me is just that, how come there are never evil stepdads? And I'm sure they're there. See how society, it's women.
You can say that again.
We don't stand a chance. We don't.
Yeah.
Because they are also... they're also stepdads, and they're out there.
And they're evil.
And they are.
Yeah.
Yes. But we don't have a negative connotation when it comes to stepdads.
Food for thought. Maybe we need to change the way we think. I know navigating that space of raising children, or raising children in a blended family, like I said, it's not a walk in the park. A walk in the park.
Yes.
I raise a stepchild myself.
Congratulations.
I'm trying. It took us so many years. I don't know whether she's watching me at the best of friends right now. It took us years to even get to a level where we could agree or associate as mother and daughter. Yeah, it
Owning one
was
another.
not instant. Believe you me, it wasn't instant. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of maturity from me. Yeah, because again, I realize I'm the bigger person here, so there are certain things that I need to do as a mother. Yeah, and do them with a lot of love, even when they are, punishment. Which brings me to my next question. How did you deal with that without coming out as though you're being oppressive or, again, being called that evil stepmother?
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of disciplining,
Yes.
that's what you're talking
Yes.
about. So I didn't start by disciplining them myself. That was the dad's job in the beginning, because I just couldn't come in and start disciplining them. As who? And I'd be coming from where? then we have to talk about it, and you say, you know what? You have to give me time to even just get to know another. It's like meeting a stranger on the streets. Okay, so now, my friend, you'll have to carry the side of discipline and be a parent on that side. Mine is to monitor if I notice something that will be deemed as indiscipline, because every family has their own rules, and whatever I consider indiscipline might not be what they consider indiscipline, depending on the family they had before.
True.
So mine is to highlight when it's necessary. Then again, the balance, I don't highlight everything. I'm not just reporting. Every evening the father comes, I'm reporting. I can't wait. This is what I've done. I'll only do it when necessary, when there's escalation. The same thing even if it were your own children. But I didn't discipline at the beginning. I can confirm now I'm the disciplinarian. Hey. And I carry it with pride, because I'm a tough one. Yeah. But at that moment, he had to do that, to take up that role. Yes. And he did it until to a point now, the children had earned my trust, and they knew when I'm correcting them, it is coming from a place of love and not penalizing them. And it doesn't mean that sometimes it's not hard. I will be very honest. I'm more tough on my child than my stepchildren. I also have that feeling of, like if I'm doing it easy. I understand they won't take it well. Yeah. Like personalities, over time now we've blended, and they know what is annoying yes in their family. And it took time to get to that place where, what are the rules? People would laugh when I tell them I'd write them at the stairs. I took a manila paper and I wrote the no-nos. There were only 7. I didn't want to overwhelm them. And then with consequences, it takes time. I didn't discipline in the beginning.
And the sister or the brother to discipline is this other one called sibling rivalry.
Yes.
Yes. Did you have an experience with that? Or alternatively, what would you tell blended families who are currently experiencing that, and it's probably it's thrown them off balance, it's breaking their family apart, because it can do that? It
can.
Yeah.
For me, because my stepchildren don't all come from the same mother, so you have to understand. I'm the one who brought them together, so they came from different homes and different backgrounds. So that is bound to happen. That I will have a connection with every child differently. And the rivalry is there, even if you're not in a blended family. But don't forget the dynamics in a blended family is more, because there are other adults around them influencing them. Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of maturity. For lack of a better word, calling yourself for meetings. A lot of meetings in your head. Because sometimes you look at a situation, you look at the escalation, yes, okay. Was just that the action, or everything else you've been holding in? And it can happen sometimes. That child is being influenced by other factors outside, because even this child has other siblings outside from their other side.
That's a lot of work for one person.
It is that, but that's what I'm telling you, right? Let's just be friends. But God can't give you what you can't handle, or the universe. So I'm learning every day. Like I said, we are growing together. I know.
That's a lot. I feel like that's a lot for one person's plate. No, we're about to take a short break. Before we go for that break, maybe how can we, or how do you do it? Because today you're like our muse. You're the one who's showing us things. You have that trophy for being fashionable and being a really happy stepmom, you know, running a blended family pretty much well. You know, you have, like you mentioned, you have children, and then you have their mothers. And then you have to ensure that you have this happy family, and you have to be the bigger person in the picture. What is there a secret formula? How do you, because these are people who are pretty much part and parcel of your life, whether you like it or not.
They will always be.
Yes.
As long as we have this child,
yeah,
we'll always have a connection.
So what magic formula can you do, at least to get along? Because I know there are people who don't see eye to eye.
Oh, yes. We're not best friends with the mother. Yeah, and that is not a requirement for me to have a blended family.
No,
it will be amazing.
Okay.
Because then there'll be co-parenting, and it's easier. But then my biggest advice is, it's not about you. Not everything is personal.
True.
It's not about you. Most of the times, it's not about you. The emotions are among themselves, you know. Who came?
Yeah.
To clean up this mess.
Yeah.
And try and make things better.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about you. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
Always learn to remove yourself out of it. Because with this situation, it's very easy for you to always think it's about me. They don't like me. I'm not doing a good job. I'm not a mother enough. It's not about you. They have their struggle, their own struggle. They're also trying to figure it out. No man. Sort of one lost. And think about it, at the end of the day, it's every family has its dynamic. It's just that a blended family has more dynamics.
More dynamics. Well, if you're joining us, this is Her Standards with me, Queen Tambori. I am hanging out with the fabulous Catherine Kariuki, popularly known as the Fashionable Step-mum. The first part of this interview has been deep. We're talking deep issues. But of course, these are issues that we need to put out in the open because they happen and society needs to talk about them openly. Otherwise, we will be having dysfunctional families. Not to worry, we are in the month of love. And in the second part of this interview, we want to understand what Catherine actually understands by love, and also love for her blended family. This is love. This is now the real love. We are available at KTN Home across all social media platforms. I'm available at Queen Tambori, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and of course, our guest for today is also available on social media as?
Yes, as Fashionable Step-mum.
Across board. Are you on TikTok?
I think they've signed me up. Maybe the team has signed me up.
You never know. We'll be right back. Remember, Catherine is also an image consultant, and we want to talk about women, fashion. There's still so much in store for you. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm so glad you could be able to hang on with us on Her Standards. My name is Queen Tambori. I am so happy that today I'm joined finally by Mrs. Catherine Kariuki, aka Fashionable Step-mum. First part of this interview, we were talking about the dynamics of running a blended family, which I believe she's really done a good job at. I mean, it's not easy, but she has done well. Remember, there are many resources out there that you can actually tap into as somebody who's struggling or somebody who is considering starting a blended family. Please don't die alone. And in fact, Catherine has some tips for you.
Yes. I wanted to mention Jackie Care. She's also very vocal when it comes to blended families. Her company is called the Blended Family Network, and she's a coach and a counselor. Like Quinta mentioned, the more resources you have, the better. And counseling is also a very big part of the blended family. Please reach out. Don't die alone. And there are many, many others. But I just wanted to mention her, just to ensure that, again, we support each other as sisters outside there.
Yes.
And she will understand your journey and walk with you. And she's a counselor. She's trained. Not here, the trained by life.
School of hard knocks.
It's a school of hard knocks. She's experienced it. And she's gone to school at least, so she will be very, methodical.
Methodical.
Yes, that's one. She love her method to the madness.
Yeah, she's certified.
Yes, certified.
Yeah. So what is the general setup for Valentine's in a blended family? What do you do? Does everybody do their thing? Do you give gifts, like, you know, put everything somewhere for everyone, like we do for Christmas?
The concept about blended family is that I connect with every child differently.
Differently, true.
Very differently. And so we have our own relationship. I've had to create our own relationship that is not dependent on them coming from my womb. So it is really appreciating.
It's so special.
It is that they are individuals, and so every child has what they bring to the table, and our connection is so different. And I think for me, the boys, it's been harder to break the walls, just because opening up was not as easy. They also don't like conflict.
No.
They want to maintain peace.
So and boys are also close to their moms.
Yes, and boys are also close to their moms, and so I think I'll do better that way in terms of Valentine. When it comes to Christmas, we gift each other. Birthdays is a big thing. I use such days or such kinds of moments to just appreciate one another. So I take advantage of that, and also to show my younger son that to blend. It helps us blend so that he doesn't know the difference. So we use birthdays, Christmas, any chance we get, because then it's also an excuse for me to appreciate one another without making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Taking advantage of the moments that present themselves. That's a really nice tip. I'd not thought about it. I am going to steal it. I'm going to steal it.
Even if you're not a blended family, just your own family. And I think come this Valentine's, sometimes Valentine's we forget the men. I think it's about just me being one of them.
We are setting high standards, Catherine. I'm about to call you Stephanie again.
Yes.
Yeah. You're setting high standards on her standards. Please find time and gift your men, the men in your lives, your sons, your husbands, your brothers. At least give them a bouquet of flowers. Apparently, their first interaction with flowers is on their deathbed. That is so painful. Yeah. We can change this.
Even your scary, your driver, any man around you.
Yes.
Appreciate them this Valentine's. My tip.
Hey.
Naona huku vile wameangaliwa hapa.
Mimi naona show ishe.
Show ishe.
Drops mics. Tumemaliza.
It's also something even me I've learned. I didn't know that. It was a very interesting statistic.
It has really hit me hard. Yeah.
Who told them we don't appreciate flowers? They actually might more than us.
Okay. Okay. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Now, recently, before we talk about image redefined, which, yeah, I'm really excited. I love fashion. So before we talk about image redefined, recently a top musician got married to an older woman, and it was quite the vibe in the country. And of course, there was a lot of criticism coming from across the board. Well, the other people who were supporting and saying, yeah, love is love. What do you think about relationships in terms of, does it matter? Age, tribe, race, hair color, skin color, does it matter?
Yeah. Good question. I think we all deserve love, and just because you had one relationship or two or three or even five that didn't work out, you have to try. I think most of all is the friendship between you and your partner. So I think the two people need to determine, are we friends? Do we share values? Do we share the same goals? Can we stand for each other? Kids come and go.
Yeah.
Like you can attest to it.
Yes.
They grow and they go.
Mine are living. Emptiness, it's called the empty nest syndrome.
Yes. And if you're not friends, if you don't have what brings us together first as a couple, then what do you have? You know? And I'll honestly tell you right now, my blended family is not an issue anymore. We found the balance. We do have our good and bad time like any other family. And it's a month of love. Love is very important. Whatever we, I know there are 5 languages of love.
Yes.
Whatever we express love. So I think those are the things you need to worry about. Then the rest will flow. You know, because the society is not coming to stay within that relationship.
It's just the two of you.
Just the two of you. And I think that was very, very beautiful. Just because she lowered them, she didn't deserve love. And I think maybe stepdads need to tell them our perspective, and sometimes maybe we focus too much on stepmoms. Maybe because we are spending more time with the children at home, but they also, it's a journey for them.
It's a journey for them. Grace, I hope you're listening. Grace is my producer, and this is a topic we need to discuss. Can we bring stepdads on her standards? We need to hear their story. Let's hear their vibe. Let's reach out. We are extending an, what do they call, an olive what?
Branch. English.
Olive branch. Olive branch. I think it's about time we actually focused on stepdads, now that you mentioned it.
And what if it were you, just because relationships didn't work out, your partner passed on, doesn't mean you're doomed forever. I want to try again. Get married 5 times. That's me.
Dolly Parton way. Let's move on to something else, Catherine. I'm having such a good time. Did I say you look lovely already? How many times?
I cannot beat this. And the shoes, the dress.
I love shoes.
Can see clearly.
I love shoes. I try. I know you run Image Redefined. Before you tell me about it, I'm really curious. Where do you shop?
My favorite shop is Karen Millen. It's very elegant, actually very basic, not too daring. But I don't. When I shop, I don't have to worry about it. I know I'll pick something and it will work for me, and it's my style.
And what would you tell women about shopping and image outlook? And because I read somewhere that you said you need to buy, or rather, you urged women, you can buy a few expensive pieces that will give you better quality and service as opposed to shopping for cheaper outfits.
Yes.
Expensive is so subjective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But what I meant is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And the older you grow, the more you appreciate that. That I don't want to spend. I don't have the time, also the money. I have children, I have a budget. I don't want to spend time keeping on buying items. And we all know women, we have a wardrobe full of clothes, and you can attest to it.
Don't have anything to wear.
In the morning, I don't have anything to wear. And even your workmates, your friend can tell you have this one top, one pair of shoes, one dress that you keep repeating. And so that's my advice, quality over quantity. And remember that your clothes are an extension of your personality. And so I want my clothes to speak before me. They go ahead of me. And then when I walk into my clothes and me, then we merge. Yes. So my clothes help me.
They communicate.
Yes, they communicate, and my clothes help me to send the message across of my personality, my values, my goals, my lifestyle. Yes. So that's what clothes mean to me. And image has really helped me as a stepmom, because, you know, being a stepmom and its taboo and a negative connotation, looking good and feeling good about myself has helped me have that positivity around me and being happy. So if I'm sad, and look, my clothes, I dress, I feel nice. And I'm able to put my best foot forward. And that's how my journey of being an image consultant evolved, from being a stepmom in a blended family, where I needed to get confidence within myself to take up my role. So clothes have helped me do that. And we can attest to it. When you feel good, you look good, you feel good.
Always feel good.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing we take for granted as women. You know, we don't understand. I tell people that just one piece of outfit can change your mood, your life forever.
Can you imagine your shoes? When you put them on, you can conquer the world.
You can conquer the world. I took this picture, it must have been in 2017. It has got me, one photo, it has got me contract. Yes, one picture. I think it's my official media photo. I need to change. It's all over, but just one site, and I don't know what people say. Yeah. Anyway, if we were interviewing a woman in business, must have been one of our first shows, and she said this, that sometimes when she walks in the streets of Nairobi and she sees a bad weave, she feels like
yanking someone's
head. Like, you know, just approaching a sister and fixing it. If you were to walk in the streets of Nairobi today, or whenever you walk in the streets of Nairobi today, what do you see that just, you know, irritates you? You feel like I need to stop this person, I need to fix it, fashionably speaking.
I think for me, it's personal grooming. When you're clean, your nails are clean, your hair is neat, you smell nice. Personal grooming. You can have all the most expensive things in the world, but if you don't have personal grooming, it's lost. And I think second for me is a good positive attitude, a smile. You know, you can have all these good clothes, and if you don't have a good attitude, it's lost. You know.
Are we listening? Class, are we listening?
And I think, and that's why for me, image is 360. When we're not only working on the outside, but the inside. Because if you are happy inside, it comes out, and then the clothes complement it. And then that's it. We've won the show.
True. It's the second time we're ending this show. Tumalize show.
Tuende
nyumbani.
No. Valentine.
1 minute, please. Tell me about Image Redefined.
Okay.
Yeah, where it came from.
Where it came from.
How many lives you've impacted, the testimonials, why every woman needs to probably be part of it.
Like I mentioned, it was my journey of being a stepmom. It was as I found myself, as I got to be confident in myself. I use clothes, and for me, it's a language that I use to speak and communicate to the world to give me confidence. I've always love looking good, clearly. I see you in the same.
Trying. I have to put my best. Okay.
Yes. But I didn't have a name to it when I was growing up. So I like looking good. I would rather buy clothes than travel than eat. You know, here in campus or go out with my friends. Just looking good has always boosted my confidence. And then so I was online and I saw, oh, this a profession. She's being an image consultant. So I went outside and I studied. And I came back and I didn't know how to start. I didn't know how to start convincing women to invest in themselves, because it's an investment in oneself. Society-wise, women are taught to sacrifice. Ladies always make fun and joke. When I go to buy an outfit for myself, I end up buying an outfit for my child. That's funny. Why? You come first, you know. So it was not easy convincing women to invest in themselves, because that's what we do. We remind you that you're worth it. Invest in yourself. Buy that outfit. Come up with that wardrobe. Invest in yourself. If you can invest in your education, you pay school fees.
Yes, we do.
You invest in how you look to boost your confidence. And my testimony is that women walking through my door thinking it's just about clothes, and they leave seeing the impact of how this makes me want to invest in myself mentally. Seeing a therapist, exercising, eating well, just that journey of falling in love with yourself again, and that's my testimony. And that's why I started Image Redefined, because it's a personal journey for me. And women don't know where to start.
Many women don't know where to start.
Sacrificing after being that sister who pays the loans and the school fees.
Excuse me.
After being that mother, we forget ourselves along the way. So this is a reminder of putting yourself first. Investing in yourself, like I say, the way you pay for a PhD, your master's. Same thing. So that's the journey of Image Redefined.
Things are getting hot. So I need to cool.
I'm challenging you. That's how passionate I am about it.
No, I need to cool. No, carry on.
So that's where Image Redefined was formed. And then to make a business out of it, it's still a journey. Because sometimes when you have a passion, the passion
it comes fast. It precedes the business.
Yes. But that's a passion, and I can't wait to train more and to work with women more, because then again it's form of therapy. I also meet women, I learn from them.
What is the procedure of being part and parcel of Image Redefined?
So we have a website. It's called imageredefined.co.ke. You can find our website. I know people know me mostly as Fashionable Step-mum.
Yes.
So I did talk about the Image Redefined brand. It's you go to the website, you make a call. It's very personal and service. It's one-on-one, because everyone has different personal styles. I have to meet you first before we offer you the service. So sometimes, are you ready? Sometimes you can start and stop, because you know life is happening. You're getting pregnant. Are you ready to take the bold step? Are you ready to change? Sometimes it's hard. I'm used to this. So that's what you do. You reach us to the website, and on numbers, we'll get in touch, and we follow up every single client. And there are testimonials there. Yes.
When Stephanie, Catherine, okay, I'll just call you Stephanie,
No,
Catherine.
Stephanie. Yes.
Yeah, when Catherine, Stephanie is 60, give me
Oh.
a mental picture. How will she look?
Do you know the series Gracie and Frankie? I'll be Gracie. Let's go look at the series. I'll be Gracie. That's it. And maybe like Catherine Kasavule.
Oh,
That's
you really
me.
need to meet Catherine.
Yes, yes. It's aging gracefully and taking care of yourself. I put myself first so that I have enough energy and love for other people. Yes.
Right. You're about to finish. Some more tips for women. I think there's something you said about women in their 50s. You said just because you're 50 and above does not mean you throw fashion and style out the window.
No.
Yeah, what do you think women can do more, to just stay on top of their game, all rounded, 360, the image aspect, the internal work going on. Someone said happiness is an inside job. Yes. Yeah, what do you think we need to do?
Again, love yourself. Fall in love with yourself every day. Forgive yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself. And remember you matter. And if you put yourself first, all these other things will come naturally. You want to look good. You'll want to invest in yourself. You'll want to budget. You'll want to take care of your finances. You'll want to take care of your health. You'll want to take care of your mental state. You'll go to school and learn more. So I think self-love is key. And just because you're all, like I mentioned, doesn't mean fashion is dead. Yes. Yeah.
You need to put your best foot forward.
Always.
At any age.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. It's funny that you'd mention about self-love, because that is a theme that we are proclaiming here on Her Standards in February. We are urging women to love on themselves, spoil themselves, invest in yourself, put yourself first. And of course, that is what our guest for today has been insisting upon. Remember, you can reach her on Image Redefined. I read some testimonials and I've not been part of it, but from the testimonials, your life will not be the same again. Probably this is the best gift that you can give yourself as a woman during these Valentines. Of course, don't forget about our brothers or the other
this one
gender.
we won't forget.
Yeah, this one
time around.
we're not forgetting.
Yes.
Anyway, Catherine, as we wind up, you're very big on etiquette. Why is that important for you and for other people?
Because I feel like etiquette is not just about how you look, how you conduct yourself. It's about caring about the person around you, the person next to you. So etiquette is about, am I being polite, am I being kind to the person around me, so that we make the world a better place.
Yeah.
So when, for example, I'm in public and I walk in and I don't greet the person who has welcomed you at the reception, that's a good etiquette.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're supposed to greet.
I need to acknowledge them.
Oh, really?
If I'm out and I eat loudly, which is it's a matter of habit, then I'm irritating the person next to me. So it's just caring about the people around you. And like I said, you might look nice. You might wear nice clothes and expensive clothes, have PhDs. But if you're not a good, polite human being, then it doesn't make sense.
It's vain. It's in
Yes,
vain.
and that's why etiquette is very big for me. And I think African society, it is there. We grew up with having a lot of manners and having a lot of etiquette, and it just makes life around us, for everyone around us, easier. Yes, I think I value being a good person. Yes, then I have good things and I strive to do good things. I think that's why etiquette is big on me. It's good manners and caring about your neighbor.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Her Standards with me, Quinta Mbori. I have had a good time hanging out with Mrs. Catherine. I just gave her name, Stephanie Kariuki. That name has refused to go away. I don't know why, but we have had a good time. Talking about blended families, talking about women and fashion, talking about image, talking about etiquette, and of course, talking about Valentine's Day. Remember, there's a tip that we have been given, especially for the men folk. Please do something. Don't forget them. Make this Valentine a Valentine for our brothers, our sisters. So no, our brothers, our husbands,
our brothers,
our boy
friends.
children, our friends, our colleagues who are men. Let's not forget them. Kindly, let's just send them, appreciate them. Kind gesture, say hi, buy flowers, whatever it takes to make them feel appreciated. This has been Her Standards with me, Quinta Bori. Thank you once again for joining us. And of course, from here at KTN Home and everybody in the crew, it's bye for now. But remember, our conversations don't end here. Let's catch up on social media at KTN Home, Quinta Bori on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Remember, you can also reach out directly to our guest for today, who is popularly known as the Fashionable Step-mum. Till next time, happy Valentine's, enjoy yourself, and bye for now.